Alright guys, so we're finally in the shed. It's been a pretty long day trying to get things done here. I was going to take this video earlier, but I had some other stuff to take care of, and a couple other things I did to the boat before I wanted to take this video. So I'm just going to go through the boat and show you everything I've done. Some of them are pretty minuscule items, but they're going to be very helpful come fishing season. But some of the stuff is pretty big items that I think is going to be extremely helpful during fishing season. So I guess to kick this episode off, when I turn you around here, the first thing you probably notice is the seats. So this is a Facebook Marketplace find. Always check Facebook Marketplace before you buy stuff. This seat and that seat in the rear, they both fold down like this. And then I got some swivel brackets off Amazon. So they both swivel around freely, and now the passenger and I both have a comfy place to sit. Incredibly happy to have comfortable seats, because let me tell you guys, these bench seats suck really bad if you go out for any amount of time, and they're just no fun. They're really just no fun. So that's one of the main things I'm excited about. And the other thing I've done, which is pretty big, is I now have storage units in the boat. So if you look right here, obviously you can see it. This is just 1/2-inch plywood. Pretty super simple build. Just went ahead and attached some 2x4s, which I ripped down so they're actually 1.5 by like 1.5s or whatever. And so I built a simple frame. The thing is rock solid. You could probably stand on there if you want, but that's not really what the point of it is. And basically this front storage box is going to hold all like the life jackets and the passenger's tackle and this anchor rope here. I got a new anchor rope because the one I had was not long enough, so I went ahead and purchased a new one along with a cleat that we can tie off instead of trying to tie it around these things, which is a pain. Definitely worth the $4 that the anchor cleat was. So now when we move to the back of the boat here, you'll see I built another storage unit. Now this one here is for all my goodies. So during fishing season, this thing's going to house all my tackle, maybe some drinks, some other stuff, whatever else I need to store in there. It's pretty big, little box, and I just went ahead and used 1/2-inch ply again with a 1 3/4-inch by 1.5-inch spruce frame. And then for the handles, guys, I just went ahead. I had some exhaust clamps that I got from for free, so I just went ahead and used those for handles. They work pretty freaking good. And if you guys have any other ideas of what I should keep in here at all times, let me know down in the comments. So I'm pretty happy about the seats. Obviously, this is great. I can't wait to get out there, sit on these comfy seats, and catch some nice fish. But another thing I added to the boat was just this little toolbox, and this just holds all the stuff that you might need out on the water. Definitely this box could use some more stuff. Right now it just has my oil in it because it's a good spot to keep it. Have some starting fluid. Of course, every toolbox has to have duct tape in it. A knife is always handy. I got this here. It's a 3/8-inch nut driver, so that will enable me to take off my recoil if I need to. I do need to throw a recoil rope in here too, a new one. And of course just a Phillips and a flathead screwdriver. And then big important item in here is a spark plug wrench. I'm going to get a couple extra spark plugs as well to throw in here. And then a tow rope. You never know when you're going to need a tow off the water, so always keep one of those in there. Super handy item to have. And if you have any other ideas of stuff I should throw in a separate dry box, go ahead and leave it down in the comments. Because you really can never bring too much stuff, because you never know what is going to happen. I also have the emergency paddle, which I use a lot actually just for pushing off places and stuff along the lines of that. Now if you haven't seen my boat yet, this is a ammo box, which doesn't have any batteries in it right now, but this right here holds my Milwaukee batteries. Milwaukee batteries, guys, are awesome, And they sell these handy little things on Amazon, which hook up to a Milwaukee battery, and then you just have to wire them up to whatever. It might look like a mess in there, but it's pretty organized in my mind. And all these toggle switches, these operate my driving lights, and my navigation lights are down here. And then this one here is for the inside LED strip, which is right along the inside of the boat. Super freaking bright. I got all this stuff off Amazon. So if you're looking for boat stuff, Amazon's the cheapest spot to get it, guys, no doubt. So then if you're looking around the boat here, you can see I got these little PVC holders there, or PVC pipes. This is just some scrap stuff I had around the shed here, and I turned them into rod holders. So I now have a rod holder, 2 rod holders in the back for me, and then 2 rod holders up here for the passenger, which is going to be super freaking handy because I got sick of having gear just scattered all around the boat. It's just I like having stuff more organized than just tossed around the floor of the boat, because that's how stuff also gets broken. Someone accidentally steps on a rod or something. It's not cool. That's why I also went to Slime Cat rods, because they're like literally the only indestructible rod that I have seen. I've seen the things get slammed in tailgates and they're perfectly fine. So another thing I added to my boat, I know that the boat is pretty messy, guys. I've just got done working on it, so forgive me for that, but I needed to get this video out to you guys so you can see what I've done to it. So this right here is a little arm that I built out of just some scrap PVC pipe I had. What this does is it gets my transducer up and away from the edge of the boat, so it's not always hitting the transducer into the edge of the boat. And of course the fish finder, guys, that I have is just my ice fishing fish finder, which works incredibly well. It's a Garmin Striker 4, so basically just flick it on and then you have that kind of feed, and that's probably the one I'll use on the boat, but I don't know how well you can see it even, but yeah, so that's what I got, and it's nice because all I have to do to charge it is take it out, throw it in the house, plug it in, and we're good to go. And it has the nice waterproof case, so if it's crappy out and we're heading in or heading out, I can just shut that. And of course, every boat has to have a tape measure on it. This is just going to be super handy instead of messing around with a regular tape measure to try to get measurements on fish. Say like you're fishing for northern pike or something, and you're trying to get the fish back into the water as quickly as possible. It's easier just to measure it to 20 mark. Not that you need to keep a northern that's 20 inches. I definitely have before. There's nothing wrong with it, but during the summer I would probably only keep larger northerns. But it's just handier to measure your fish and throw them back in the water as quickly as possible. It's better for the fish as well. So I got that. That was like $4 for that tape. It sticks on and it's super sticky, and it's not going to come off unless someone peels it off. So now the last thing I want to talk about, what I've done to the boat, is I wanted to make the boat more stable. So it was a kind of a big issue last summer and during the duck season. Like, if 2 people were to stand up in this boat, sitting down is fine, guys, but standing up, it was sketchy. Like, the thing's only 4 feet wide, so, and it's only 12 feet long. It's a small boat. So what I've done to try to address this issue, because I've done some YouTube research and there's some pretty decent videos on how to do it out there. So what I've done was I added some foam board on the side of the boat. Now it's super solid. Foam board's actually pretty rigid of straight on impacts. So what I've done was I took an 8-foot sheet, and now I have a 9-inch strip here. And the only reason I didn't go up to the top here was just because I got some of the stuff that was already pre-scored, and the pre-scored was at 9 inches, so it works perfect. But I went ahead and followed this ridge right here all the way down to the back of the boat, and I used some industrial grade glue, I guess you could call it, and I put it all in the back side of this piece of foam board, and then I went through and bolted. You see all the bolts? I went through and bolted this thing on, and it's super freaking stable. Like, I can literally pick the boat up and rock this whole boat. Like, it's not going anywhere. But there is some more work I have to do to this to protect it a little bit from like old logs and stuff like that. Because obviously if you just like hit a log right here, it's gonna screw the foam board up. So what I'm gonna try to do is prime this, and then I'm gonna put on like 4 or 5 or 6 coats of rubberized coating. And then after that is all said and done, I'm probably gonna put on some like industrial grade epoxy, or maybe even I'll fiberglass it or something, just to add a little more protection to this, because I think this is going to be super for adding stability to the boat. But I did the same thing on both sides. You can see the bolts on the other side, so I've done the same thing on both sides. So I'm pretty stoked to see if that's going to actually work. I hope it does, because I had to put holes in my boat, obviously, which is not a big deal because the water never gets up to this point anyways. Not only is that going to add stability, but it's also going to add just a little bit more weight we can add to this boat, which is super handy for duck season and goose season, for hauling out all the decoys, because you're adding a lot of weight when you're throwing decoys and all your gear, all the shells and stuff like that. So it's going to be awesome for that. I would like to get one more seat for the center, just in case someone wants one. I don't need one. You can probably just get one that's removable. But these things, guys, they're freaking awesome once you get them on, but getting them on sucks, because look at the clearance. Just for reference, this is a little Sharpie. This thing barely fits underneath there. That's how much room you have to bolt that thing on. Like, it's awful. And I mean, this bench seat here wasn't bad because it was all open, so I was able to put the bolts into the seat frame and then put nuts on from the bottom. But doing it on one like this, it's impossible. So super crappy. I'm pretty excited about everything I've done to this boat, and I'm super stoked to get out on the frickin' water, because ice fishing is kind of done for the year, I would say. The ice is getting crappy. We had like 8 inches, 9 inches of ice, and then it snowed like 15 inches, and then it rained. So the ice conditions are probably no longer good. Pretty stoked to get out there and fish. But if you guys have a favorite lure or something, drop a comment down below and let me know what it is. I like fishing for almost anything, so just let me know. And if you want to send anything into the channel that I can use on the channel, I can, you know, it could be like a challenge, like send in like a really weird lure or something, and I'll try to go catch some fish off it. But if you want to do something like that, or something that you want to see me use on the channel, just go ahead and send it to the address that's in the description. And if you have a favorite lure that you want me to try, just drop a comment again, and I will purchase one, and I will go out and try it, and I'll give my honest review of it. But yeah, guys, it's been kind of a struggle getting anywhere to make videos. Like, I can't go out and make gun videos because I can't get to my shooting range, because it's got like 2.5 feet of snow on it. So I can't make gun videos right now. So I thought I'd do a little shed talk, we'll call this, and talk about what I've done to the boat. But I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you're not already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because this summer I got some awesome content coming for you guys. And of course, into the fall, when we get into the hunting seasons, I'm going to be fishing a lot this summer, hopefully on this boat. And we're going to be doing some catfishing, bullpout fishing. We're going to be doing deer hunting, turkey hunting, duck hunting, goose hunting, crow hunting, pigeon hunting, you name it, and it's going to happen. That's pretty much it for this one. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.